What's the equation of circle? So okay, you all remember. So now the thing is, how do we derive from it? So it's very simple. So basically, C is the center. All right. In the past, we called it O, right? So in this case, most of the time we use C, right, for the center of the circle, and then we have a random point. So we will form a right angle triangle. Okay. And this line here, what is this line? What type of line is this? Yeah, it's a hypotenuse, right? So it's a very special part of the circle. Which part of the circle is this? This is called the radius. Okay, now what is the coordinate of this point? You must know the coordinate of this point. Based on x, y, a, b, what is the coordinates of this point? Yes, a, b, x, or y. Use an intelligent observation. Okay, so this is, what is the x value first? Should I take the a or the x? Correct or not? It's either a or x, right? So which x value should I use here? Okay. What is this point here? This is the x-axis. What is this point here? A. What is this point here? Forward. X. So what is this? This is your A or X? A or X? X lah, because A is on the left, so you can only take this X value here. Alright? Okay, so this is your X. So now, which is the Y value? B or Y? B or Y? This one you must know like E max. B correct B okay? Because Y is so high, right? B is so low. Can you see? This is your Y. This is your B, right? So on the same horizontal plane, all right, this will be your B. Coordinates will be XB. So why do we do this? Because you need to know what is the height of this right angle triangle. What is the height? Height. Y minus B. And then what is the base? What is the length of the base? X minus A. Now you see how we got the formula? Yeah, Pythagoras theorem, all right? A square plus B square equals to R square. All right, so again, very important, what's the meaning of A and B? What's the meaning of A and B? A and B is your center. Okay, if you already know all this, at least just look at it some more so that you enter into your long-term memory. So what is the meaning of R? R is the radius, right? So AB is the center, the coordinate of the center, and R is the radius. Now please take note, this one is R square. I only need the R. So later you will need to do some square root. Okay, let's look at this. What is the equation of the first part here, part A? The equation of the circle will be bracket. Do you know how to apply this? X minus 0 square plus Y minus 1 square. Okay, so this is the trick here. You don't write 4, it's 16. So the radius is how much? The radius of this circle is 4. Okay, because you need to square root this number. Now, of course, you don't need to write minus 0. So usually what we'll do is this will end up with just x squared. Okay, so we can do this a bit quicker now. What do we have? X plus y plus 2 square. Okay, now it touches the x-axis. So what you do is this, very simple one. You just draw a circle, and then you just have a center, 3, negative 2, right? It touches the x-axis. So the x-axis is either below or on top. Okay, it doesn't matter whether it's below or on top. But because I'm recording a video, so I better be accurate. So what do you think? My x-axis is on top or below? On top, Why? Because this point is -2, It's below the x-axis, so it's on top. But for you, don't waste time thinking on top or below. Just draw a line, can already. Why? Because at the end of the day, you just don't want to know how long this line is, That is the radius. How long is this line? Okay, 3 or 2 lah. How long is this line? 3 or 2? What is the answer? Yeah, so you look at the y value. Okay, now if you cannot remember, always draw a x-axis and y-axis, right? You want to know the heights, you look at the y-axis is a height, This is your length, right? So length look at x-axis, height look at y-axis. So what should I put here? If you don't know means you totally lost already. Yes, so since the height here is 2, right? So this is 2 square, I have 4. Okay, next. Then I will have x minus, or x what, sorry? I will have, from here, x plus 3 square plus y equals to, okay, now it touches the y-axis. So same thing, you just draw a circle and then just label this as -3, 4. It touches the y-axis. Is the y-axis on the right or on the left? Doesn't matter, but again, for the sake of the recording, I need to be accurate. Where's the y-axis? Yeah, the y-axis is on the right. Okay, because that's a 0, right? Then I got -3 here, All right, so your y-axis is on the right. Okay, so how long is this line? That would be your radius. What do you think? 3 long. If I draw my y-axis wrongly on this side, it's still 3, So it doesn't really matter which side you draw. So what is this number here? 9. So now you realize there are 3 places whereby you can so-called screw this up. Number 1 is this line, is this sign here, Okay, and this sign here, and number 2 is your radius long. You forget to square it. When you're supposed to square it, you didn't square it. When you're supposed to square root, you forget to square root. So these are the only 2 areas you need to be mindful. Now the last one. Okay, the last one is x plus, okay, 2 square plus y minus 2 square equals to, okay, now look at this 4 question. Is there a most difficult question among these 4? Is there a most difficult question among these 4? Actually, don't have that. Part D and Part B and Part C are exactly the same. Okay, why is this touching both axes? Do you all know why is it touching both axes? Yes, correct. Yeah, x and y are the same number, X and y are the same number. All right. So again, you see, I have this, right? -2, 2. Okay, so I know that because of the -2, it is on this side. Okay, because it is 2, it is above, right? Okay, so no matter whether you use this dotted line here or this dotted line here, what do you think is the radius? The law is 2 longs. So it touches both axes for this case only because these 2 numbers are the same value. Of course, the sign is different, but the values is the same, right? As in the digit is just a 2. So what is the final number you need to write? Okay, 4. Okay, so this is the easy part of the recording. All right, I give you all some time. You all very sian, right? Sit there, listen. Can you expand this thing fully? Expand it fully. Everything bring to the left-hand side. Okay, so after expanding, this is the expanded form. How do I then change it to look like this? Am I right? Where's the center of this blue equation? It's the same center as the black equation, right? So where's the center? The center is A and B, right? That's the center, correct? And where is the radius? Radius is R. Okay? Okay, so what we are trying to do is from the general form, we are going, you see from here it's very, very obvious where is the center and where is the radius. From all this, it's very clear where is the center, where is the radius. But when you're given a general form like this, expanded already, it's not easy to see where is the radius and where is the center, right? So, see, if you are given a form like this, how then do I get the center? What must you do? Okay, what must I do to these two values in order to get the center? What must I do? Again, the center is AB. How do I get the center AB? Divide by something. Divide by negative 2. So all you need to do is memorize. Whenever you're given a general form, you must divide by negative 2. So if I divide by negative 2, I will get A here, right? If I divide by negative 2, I'll get B here, right? What is AB? The center law. So the trick is, and this is where you pen down the note. I will have to divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. The center, the x coordinate is divided by negative 2, right? So the center will be negative 3. And the center here, is this a y mark? So this for the y is 2. A squared plus b squared minus r squared equals to this constant here, right? Again, can you see that? Okay, I use a different color. Let's try to use. Okay, you see this part is a constant, right? This is just one number only, confirm after you explain finish, you really will just get one number only. But the number is a squared plus b squared minus r squared. So what does that mean? Okay, so let's the constant be c, all right? Okay, it's not a center, we call it c because the textbook use c. Let's use a small letter c, small letter c. The center is a capital letter C. This is a capital letter C. Okay, so this is a small letter C. How do we find R then? Come on. How do we find R? This is easy already. How do we find R? We make R the subject. So R squared equals to, can you all shift here, shift there? A squared plus B squared minus C. Okay, again, R squared I bring over, C I bring over. Okay, finally, how do I find R? Square root of A squared plus B squared minus C. So now you need to memorize this. How do I find the radius from here? You need the, yes, very good. You need the center and you need a constant number, right? Okay, since I know that the center is this, right? What do I need to do with these two numbers? What do I need to do this number? What? What do I need to do this? This is your center AB. What do I need to do with this number? I need to square it, right? Okay, I need to square this number. Okay, I need to square this number. And then I plus, what do I do with this number? Square this number. And I need to minus, what do I minus? The negative 12, not 12, the negative 12. And the whole thing, after that, what must I do? I must square root it, and that will give me my radius. Can someone please help me press what is the radius? 16, 5 long, correct. So that is your radius. X squared plus y squared. Okay, give me a number that you like. Any number, come. 7, plus or minus? Minus. Okay, minus. 1 plus, 1 minus. Okay, this one minus, the next one plus lah. Okay, what other number do you like? 6, 47. This is 6 or 47? 57.
That's right number.
Okay, and then any number you like, really any number. 72, plus or minus? Okay. Can we minus or not? You know why or not? Sometimes if you plus, it's an error one. Okay, so set minus first lah, minus equals 0. Okay, let's learn. Let's apply what we have learned. Okay, in order to find the center, what must we do? I will leave this in the video. I must divide by negative 2. What must I do here? Divide by negative 2. All right, now, so can you tell me, class, everyone do now? What is the center of this circle here? The center is 3.5 and negative 28.5. That's the center. Now, in order to find the radius, what must you do to these three numbers? Now very easy, right? You see a pattern, Okay, in order to find the... Okay, yeah, it's supposed to be blue. Right? Okay, in order to find the radius, okay, everyone come. What must I do here?
Square root of
Square 3.5 plus square the negative 28.5. If you forget to write negative, never mind, you still get the same answer. And you? Okay, minus negative becomes plus, right? So minus negative 72. Yeah, it's plus, correct. Both are correct. Can both are correct. Okay, she is my sister and she is a girl, both are correct. Okay. So what must you do? Square root of, and you can find the radius. Can someone please help since you all contributed this question? Okay, press. The radius doesn't have to be nice but in this case it is really ugly.
Of course it's ugly.
Okay, 3.5 square plus 28.5 square minus plus 72. Now when you type, you don't have to type the negative for the squares. Square root already? And answer is 29 point. Okay, 41. That means 29.9. Okay, and then that's it.